I loved to make people laugh. It was my favorite thing to do.
Jump, jump, dance.
From the moment she could walk or talk, it was always singing and dancing.
I love black cats.
She said, Dad, I want to be a clown. I said, why do you want to be a clown? She said, Dad, I want to make everybody happy.
To captivate an audience and have an entire group of humans just laughing at one person was so amazing to me. And so when I was 22, I started to become this working actor.
She played a lead role in Rent.
Playing Mimi was just breathtaking.
I signed with my first agent,
She was on stage all the time.
did my first season at Stratford, Hamlet, Taming of the Shrew, and Love's Labour's Lost.
She's got so much to share and to bring to the world. It was the perfect fit for her.
March 7th, 2020. Cut to.
Just a regular Saturday.
A day that I don't think any of us will ever forget.
Take your time.
7th of March, 2020. My world changed. Her world changed.
I go out onto our deck to do a little bit of yoga, and I fell over. I can't feel my left leg. And our friends call the paramedics. And then the next thing was I was in an ambulance.
I got a call that we had a young patient coming in who was very sick, that she had a brain hemorrhage, and she was deteriorating very quickly.
I got a phone call from my parents to say that Shruti seems to have had some sort of a stroke. They were just on their way to the hospital.
She was effectively in a coma. We knew that we had to move in very quickly with a brain operation.
She was unconscious by then.
I just stroked her head and I said, see you later. It was a waiting game after that.
We performed an operation that involved effectively removing half of the skull to allow for a swollen brain.
It was like a 7 or 8 hour surgery, that initial surgery.
Through decompressing the area where the pressure is, we were able to alleviate this area that was causing so much problem for Shruti.
Doctors came out and said we removed the skull flap to alleviate the swelling and managed to stop the bleeding.
And then on the next day, they needed to do another surgery.
There's still a lot of swelling, but there's also a clot. And if we don't get that clot out, she could be fully paralyzed for the rest of her life. But if we do the surgery, it could start another bleed and she could bleed out and die.
So it was a risky procedure.
She was in a induced coma. Each day, learned something new, something different. Her health moved up and down.
She was in the intensive care unit. We kept a very, very close eye on her. And slowly and surely, Shruti showed signs of very good recovery.
During that 3 weeks, the world turned upside down.
That was when COVID shut everything down.
As soon as COVID happened, the doctors were keen to move her to Little Center.
When I came to, I couldn't feel my leg. It felt like a tree trunk. It was so heavy, I couldn't move it. I didn't have half of my skull in, so it was just squishy. And I had a G-tube. It was a feeding tube, essentially. And I was intubated, so I couldn't speak because I had a trach in.
By the time she came out of the coma, COVID lockdowns were fully in effect, so we weren't able to be in the hospital with her.
When I was communicating, it was via a whiteboard, so I could write things down. And a lot of what I was writing down was just, where am I? What has happened? Have I been kidnapped? You know? I've seen too many spy films.
We saw the challenges that she was facing.
It's not like the movies when they're in a coma and they get up and sing and dance. No.
How much she would recover, what would be her state of recovery, I had no clue.
The plan at Bickle was to build up her strength and stamina and wean her off the trach and the G-tube to feed her.
We started to do some OT and PT. My physiotherapist's name was Anna. My OT's name was Susan. And we bonded over tap dancing.
From day one, we were told, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
I had my trach taken out, and that was on May 8th of 2020. Then I had a huge hole in my neck, which is kind of cool, actually. Horrendous, but kind of cool. I had an SLP, a speech and language pathologist, to help me work on getting my speech back.
On the hour, every hour, I was FaceTiming with her. We would do the exercises of sticking her tongue out in order to strengthen her tongue. By the time she left, she could swallow, speak. Let me see, wow.
Being able to breathe on her own, being able to eat on her own.
Her recovery in Bickle was phenomenal.
Just keep doing this. You'll be out soon, baby. After 5 weeks at Bickle, they took her to Toronto Rehab at University Avenue and continued with the rehab there.
It's very hard work. It was a very rigorous schedule of occupational therapy, physiotherapy.
You slide your hand forward.
So after a severe stroke, the reason why we try to have inpatient rehab early is to kind of capitalize on that early neuroplasticity that we see, especially in the first 3 to 6 months post-injury.
My cognition was okay. I was able to speak coherently. So it really was just my motor skills that needed a great deal of work.
Go. Well done.
Being able to sit up independently, being able to move from your bed into your wheelchair, being able to use the bathroom.
She was swinging her legs off the bed, using the pole, standing up and transferring into her wheelchair. It was absolutely amazing.
I could tell how motivated she was and how hopeful she was. She was setting quite high goals, and I thought it was appropriate to do so, given that she had been seeing quite a trajectory.
How are you doing?
Okay.
August 4th was my discharge date. It was like Christmas Eve. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited.
It was the day before my husband's birthday, so she wanted to be home to celebrate Daddy's birthday.
Before she left, she did a Hamlet soliloquy for our team, and she left her impact on every single clinician that she worked with, for sure.
They all came downstairs to see me off.
It was really touching for me to see all the therapists come down with her and wish her well.
We laughed and cried together. We did it all. They really saw me through some really rough stuff.
It's extraordinary to see how far she's come since March 7th.
She's getting a little stronger. She can walk a little bit with the cane and things.
It might be something as small as I don't need the cane and I can walk from the front door to the kitchen. It's those little things that keep you going.
I think we should just keep going.
I fully am on board with that. Here's the thing. I know that I still have some room to go with upper extremity motor function, but I am an eternal optimist. Not making a full recovery is not an option for me.
It's amazing to me every day that she is able to get up and do what it takes to get through the tunnel to the light.
To watch her recover really is a very clear example of how much personal strength she has.
There are parts that I still want to play.
It is her fight, her flame that she wants to light again. There's hope, and that's all that keeps me going.
Did you have fun?
Yeah!
We were really, really fortunate to have an incredible team of nurses and staff at Toronto Western and at Bickle, as well as at TRI.
They went above and beyond. They were absolutely amazing.
The care that she got is second to none.
Really good. Well done.
I hope they know that they are the real superheroes and Marvel has nothing on them.
To see that through the amazing work that the hospital does, that the foundation supports, that these are the outcomes that we can see. Shruti is a success story.
That's me. That's my story.